Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Bad Psychics podcast. This is definitely not the third time we've tried this already. We are here to discuss the upcoming Club World Cup. And as usual, this idiot is joined by a trio of other idiots. So first of all, I predict that he's the one most likely to expand to allow 32 entries. It's Mal.
What an intro.
That is certainly one of the intros of all time. Thank you, Z.
You're welcome. Next up, I predict he's most likely to try and get away with financial irregularities. It's Grimmy.
Yeah, probably not wrong with that one, to be fair.
And finally, I predict she's most likely to lose an entire episode because the sound wasn't turned on, which is nothing to do with the Club World Cup. I just had to bring it up. It's Eloise.
Whoa, I never did that.
Mal, you well?
Yeah, it's all good, all good.
Jolly good. Grimmy, you good?
Yeah, good.
Eloise, everything okay?
Yes.
Prepared to actually
Yes.
make some audio today?
That's not one for the audio owners. That's not one for the audio owners.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Anyway, as I said, Club World Cup. Are we all excited for the Club World Cup?
Yeah.
Woo. I do like how we're doing this episode, and it's for people who are probably like the least enthusiastic about the Club World Cup that we've ever been somehow.
Yeah.
Despite not being from
Yeah.
a place that has ever been enthusiastic about the Club World Cup.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, do any of us like even vaguely support any of the teams that are in it?
I guess I have to support a city so because Marte.
Yeah.
Auckland City.
Auckland City are your New Zealand team, are they?
Yes,
Okay.
they're my New Zealand team.
Okay.
Like 30 seconds ago, I decided.
Yeah. To be fair, in our predictions league, I did say I was an Auckland City fan, just because it asks you to say who you're a fan of, and couldn't commit to any of the rest.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I mean I feel like we've set the scene for our enthusiasm for this episode. We're basically all here because we hate ourselves. Let's switch to the spreadsheet in a whole. We have 2 pages of predictions, as tends to be the case. On page 1, we are going to predict the top 16. Then we're going to skip to the losing semis, the losing finalist, and predict a winner. So I think let's start with the groups first, and we'll go through them. Okay, so Group A, we've got a combination of Miami, Inter Miami, Porto, and Palmeiras. I am the only one that's not put Porto in. So my theory is Inter Miami get to play 2 of them group stage matches at home, which I think will help them. And Porto have not had a particularly good season, and Palmeiras are current Brazilian champions, and so that seemed to make sense. Meanwhile, Mal, you're the only person to not go for Inter Miami. Why are you not going for them? Also, I've just realised something else has gone wrong, but I can fix that, it's fine.
Okay, do you want me to keep rambling?
Yeah, keep rambling.
Okay, so basically the main reason is because it would be funny. they've made all this effort to get Messi into the Club World Cup, and it'd be quite funny if his team just finishes like last in the group and gets like beaten by Al Ali and all the rest of the teams. Like they've made this special little exemption for the host nation team, which is the winner of the Supporters' Shield, the very important Supporters' Shield. Every MLS team dreams of winning. But they just want Messi in the thing, and if they're quite free, they just get knocked out in the group stages. No particular reason. I don't think Al Ali got to do anything else other than maybe beating the Miami. I did put Palmeiras instead ahead of Porto, just because I fancied a bit of a change up.
I mean, I will say, there's no prizes for guessing who comes top and who doesn't. So yeah, I mean, you can do that. We can acknowledge it, but nobody cares. Also, I will ask for a favour, and I'm not even going to cut this. I'm committed to this episode being as unprofessional as possible. I can't look at the groups whilst I've got this up. Could somebody have the groups up to remind me of the other teams that are in the groups, just so we can vaguely touch on them?
I very much have them up as well, so
Perfect.
if you need them.
Well, I mean, Eloise, who's the other team in the group, and why won't they make it through?
Al Ali, because they're Egyptian.
Okay, perfect. Grimmy, you've gone for Porto and Inter Miami. I mean, I don't think too many people will argue with you, but any thoughts or reasoning?
Nothing outside of what we've already said. I mean, the Inter Miami thing, it feels like they've shoehorned Messi in. They've given him 2 home games. It's kind of all set up for Messi to get through, though I am on Mal's side of it would be funny if he did get knocked out in the very first round before even getting to the knockouts. And Porto, it's more of the name, really. I know Palmeiras are champions of Brazil, but I still think Porto have enough in their squad of players to get themselves through, whether it's first or second, really.
Perfect. Group B is PSG, Atletico, Botafogo, and
Seattle Sounders.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Eloise, you have gone for PSG and Botafogo, which is the only thing that we've done differently. So, talk to me.
I wanted to be interesting. Yeah, I wanted it because I had a feeling that everyone would go PSG Atleti, so I thought. I mean, I can see Atletico maybe struggling. It's Botafogo. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of not just predict European teams because they're European teams, but that is the trend that we will see. But yeah, I can see Botafogo doing okay. So that's why I have them going through.
Perfect. Grimmy, any consideration to Seattle Sounders?
Personally, no. It will be interesting to see how these European teams do, because obviously I know like PSG and Inter obviously still got the Champions League to play, and then they're straight into this. But there's a lot of teams, of course, like you've got the Brazilian teams and the US teams who are all playing mid-season. So they'll kind of be more in the flow of the season than other teams will, who have had a few weeks break. So it'll be interesting to see if that makes a difference, if teams maybe from Europe are coming into it a bit rustier than others. But I'd still expect teams of the quality of PSG and Atletico to still get through despite that. But yeah, nothing of surprise for me in Group B should be happening.
And speaking of no surprises, Mal, you've said PSG and Atletico.
They are the European teams. The European teams are generally better than the other teams. I am holding out the little hope that every European team just sends B team squads because they don't really want to take part. But I think they're just going to fall to FIFA and just give up on any aspirations of not having billions of matches shoved down their throat. So yeah, they'll just send the full strength squad. They might not try as much, but they can still beat everyone else. especially in this group.
Love it. Right, then we get into the first of two groups where we've all gone for exactly the same thing, which is Bayern Munich, Boca Juniors,
Auckland City.
and
Benfica.
Yes. Oh yeah, we did. I assumed everyone, like, someone put Benfica because I wasn't listening.
Oh, this is such a mess. Okay. Right. Well, Grimmy, you can be the person to tell us why you've gone for the boring options.
Is it a boring option for going for Boca over Benfica?
Well,
I
we've
don't feel
all done it.
like, I know we've all done it, but I don't feel like it's that boring. It's a toss-up, isn't it, really, between Boca and Benfica? I don't think anyone's realistically expecting Auckland to do anything, though it would be amazing if they did.
Excuse me, I asked you to comment on these two teams. I didn't. I'm going to ask someone else about Auckland. Don't be bringing up Auckland. You're stealing their time.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. My apologies. Well, Hurricane's going to score 1 million goals, and Boca are just going to knock everyone out with fisticuffs and elbows and shin pads. So, yeah. There you go.
Perfect.
That's my lane. There you go.
Oh, hang on. I've just realised. What the? Your names have switched around on this screen too. I sorted it. I haven't realised you've been the wrong way around. I'm not doing all
incredible.
this again.
Hi, Grim.
This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible.
Oh, I hate it here.
Car Crash Podcasting coming to you live.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as well I'm not too worried about us appearing professional, because this is... yes, so Mal, who is now Mal again, talk to me about Benfica.
I don't know, I just kind of fancied someone not a European team to go through in this group because to make it moderately more interesting. And Benfica just the unlucky sods who are in a group with a reasonably good Argentinian team. Argentinian teams are, I don't know, Boca, I think Boca like third in the Argentinian league at the moment. That's fine. They'll probably beat Benfica, maybe. Probably won't, but I want them to.
Fair enough. And then Eloise, as our resident Auckland City fan, please tell us all about them. Who's their key player? How's their current form?
They are a team from, believe it or not, New Zealand. Did they win the which team's the one that won the Australian League? Was that?
I think it's Wellington,
That was
isn't it?
Wellington.
I'm pretty sure that's Wellington.
That was Wellington. Okay, so Auckland. Auckland. Let's have a look at their players. They've got a bunch of players that I've never heard of.
This is beautiful analysis.
And yeah, they're in here probably because of OFC competitions.
Yes.
Is that the answer you wanted?
I mean, it's the answer I'm gonna get, so it'll do. I'm just really enjoying that Mel and Eloise are like massively entertained by this, and Grimmy's face is just, why have I agreed to do this?
I can't lie.
Right, okay. Group D, which is Chelsea, Flamengo,
Tunis, and the mystery team, which is going to be decided between LASC and Club America, because Lyon were knocked out because they kicked out because they're the same owners as another team, I think, and they only noticed that like now, which is quality organisation. So they're doing a playing game today or tomorrow. I can't remember which. To decide whoever the last team in the group is, but they're not going to get through, so it doesn't matter.
Well, since you're currently speaking about it, what do you think is going to happen in the playoff game, Mal?
They're going to draw, and it's going to be 23-22 on penalties. Got to break the record for the longest penalty shootout, which I think is
who?
not
Who's winning?
I don't know, the Mexican team from America, because they have Fidalgo. We all love Fidalgo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Alois, do you want to talk about the team from Tunisia, seeing as you did such a good job with the New Zealand team?
Oh no. Because what this entails when you ask me to talk about a team that I wasn't given any. I'm literally like looking at their Wikipedia page trying to figure out anything. They're from Tunisia, probably Tunis, because that's literally what it's called. Why is it giving me so much history about them? I don't care. They're a team that are good in Africa.
Okay.
They've won the African Cup of Champions clubs before.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
I think that's as much as I can give you.
Okay.
Yes.
And then Grimmy, you can just talk about Chelsea and Flamengo.
Yeah. Again, it's the two big names. I don't think there'll be any surprises in this group. I think Flamengo are doing relatively okay in Brazil at the minute. I don't know exactly where they are on the table. So yeah, expect them to carry on the form. And Chelsea will probably want to try and win another tin pot competition.
Fair enough. Now we move on to Group E, which is Inter, River Plate, Monterrey, and
Urawa Red Diamonds.
Yes.
thank you. And
You're welcome.
we'll mix it up a bit as you just announced them. Grimmy, tell us all you can about Urawa Red Diamonds and how you think.
It's very
they'll get on.
difficult to say. Apparently, it's a bit of a tongue twister. They are from Japan, and I expect their kits to be nice and shiny, considering they have diamonds in the name.
Okay.
And that's all you get from me.
Okay. I wasn't expecting to get a fashion review as an answer, but sure.
Maybe that's the review podcast. We review everyone's kits.
I don't think they've got good kit. I think their kit's literally just red.
No.
That'll do for me.
Okay.
I don't like the color red. It's literally just red. Actually, that one's nice, but it's literally just red.
I like the way that you say
Yes.
that one, as if our viewers can see it. So
Yeah.
Oh yes, that one right there. I'm pointing at it. It looks like it's got almost looks like almost rosy, but also like kind of smoky, red and black.
So not just red then.
No, but the rest of their kits are red. I assume that's just a special kit. So the rest of them are just like flat red.
Right. Okay.
nobody is going to watch this podcast ever again after this episode.
Wow.
Eloise, you're one of the three that have gone for Inter and River Plate. Explain yourself.
It seems the most logical decision because they're probably the two bigger clubs. River Plate good, Inter Milan good. So yeah, that was my thinking. Very, very, very good thinking. That probably will still turn the viewers away, but yeah, that was my decision.
Okay. In general, I've been letting you lot do the talking, but as the only one person that's gone for Inter and Monterrey, I will justify myself, which is that I looked at their current squads, and the River Plate squad, to my eyes, didn't look especially good. Like, when you're relying on Manuel Lanzini,
True.
I'm kind of a bit. Whereas Monterrey have 52-year-old Sergio Ramos and Sergio Canales and a few other people that I thought looked a little bit tasty, and I felt like I had to put at least a couple of non-South American or European teams in. So we move on to another group where we've all gone for some combination of the same two, but that group is Fluminense, Dortmund,
Ulsan HD, and Mamba Lodi Sundowns.
Okay, perfect.
Probably said that wrong.
As the South African football expert, I'm fine with your pronunciation.
Okay.
Let's go. Mal, tell us all you can about Ulsan HD.
The HD name does not stand for high definition, sadly. So,
Okay.
so they're very much not a standard definition club. It's they're probably Hyundai, unsurprisingly, seeing South Korea is owned by corporations basically.
Okay.
They won the Korean League last year. I have no idea how good that makes them. And they have no one I immediately recognise. So they have 2 Swedish players in their squad. Oh no, they have Chung Young Lee, the ex-Bolton player. There you go. Great club. They're going to finish 3rd in this group. Just because of that.
Oh, it's like having Michael back, only with Bolton instead of Norwich.
I'm not going to see many ex-Bolton players in these squads. I'm going to point them out when I see them.
Yeah, that's fair. Gomi, Mamelodi Sundowns. How do you feel about them?
Emotional. I feel like hearing that name and beautiful pronunciation from Eloise, I feel like I've got an instant connection to that team. And really, from that alone, I feel like they can go all the way.
The sky's the limit, as it says on their badge. The sky is the limit.
Yes, while they do this, which kind of just give me some of the L.
I will add that Mamelodi Sundowns are about 93 points clear at the top of the South African Premier League at the moment, which is
in good form. That's what I'm hearing.
It's very depressing. They are by far the best team and have been for a few seasons, and it's particularly depressing because my team is probably going to be going down to tier 3 at the end of the season. So.
I don't mean that.
Eloise, you actually get to talk about why Fluminense and Dortmund are going to qualify.
Wow. It's because once again, the two bigger teams, the European team and the South American team, that's the trend here. If there's either of those, then they'll probably be the ones that will do better because it's. I mean, if there is one team I could see maybe bottling it and it would be very funny as Dortmund out of the European lot that isn't a certain team from Austria. So there is that makes this maybe interesting that one of the two smaller clubs could do a surprise. But yes, I think if everything goes to plan, it will probably be Fluminense and Dortmund. Yeah.
Okay. On to Group G, which is Man City, Juventus, Wydad Casablanca, and
Al Ain.
Al Ain. Okay. Grimmy, I suspect you are a huge fan of Saudi Arabian football and what it's doing to the global football economy. Would you like to talk us through Al Ain's chances?
To be fair, what they do on the pitch really aligns with my views on the footballing world. I'm not sorry at all. No, in all honesty, when they play on the pitch in this Club World Cup will be the first time I'll see them. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
There's also a minor issue
Yeah.
from Saudi Arabia. They're from the UAE.
Yes, they're UAE.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh.
The UAE still has football, surprisingly.
Do they have
Yes.
their own
It's
league? Or do they play with the Saudi people?
No, they play in their own league.
Oh. Every day's a school day.
Research.
Yeah, excellent. Wait, they've got Mitrovic. Did you
They
say?
do not much. They do not have
Ronaldo,
Mitrovic.
Well, that's what I thought. What did you just say then? I thought you said they have Mitrovic.
No. No one said that.
What am I hearing?
I don't know.
What was the last
I'm
thing
not
you said,
psychoanalyzing.
Val?
They're in the UAE and have their own league. I think was something along the lines of what I said. So I don't know where you got Mitrovic from.
Z is dreaming of Mitrovic, clearly.
They have a guy called Kaku, who is not Lukaku, sadly.
Okay. Well,
Maybe that's the title of the podcast, Z's dreaming of Mitrovic. Or just dreaming of Mitrovic.
yeah, I mean, it's possible. I think there's going to be a lot of possible titles to come out of this one. Mal, whilst you're talking, talk us through City and Juventus.
They are indeed the two European teams who are in this group, and assuming again they don't send B teams, which would be funny, they should get through pretty comfortably. These are probably the two weakest of the non-European teams they could face as well, and I guess I don't know, City will beat Juventus in a thrilling 1-0 classic. I guess I don't know, to finish top, sure.
Okay. Well, I feel the first three letters of Eloise's rogue pick are appropriate because Eloise, what are you doing?
Yes. I mean, I wanted to predict Man City not making it because it'd be funny, but I mean, I can actually see Juventus maybe just like either not caring or slipping up or something. So, I mean, yeah, why Dad Casablanca? Why not? They were the is it 21, 22 CAF Champions League winners. One of the best teams in Africa, and yeah, why Dad not?
Oh my God. Oh, there are so many bad why dad jokes in this episode.
Why Dad?
Right, and
At
then
least my joke aligned.
you don't have to repeat it though.
I will.
Okay. Group H, we've all gone for Real Madrid and Al Hilal, who, as everybody knows, are against.
Pachuca and Red Bull Salzburg.
Okay, thank you. Grimmy,
Yes.
Pachuca, any thoughts on Mexican football?
No, not really. Again, I haven't really seen all what they've done this season, so I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, I can't really comment on them. Obviously, I've heard of Salzburg, but not Pachuca.
Okay. Then, Eloise, how have Red Bull Salzburg made it into the Club World Cup?
Obviously Red Bull Salzburg have had probably one of their worst years since being a Red Bull team. You know, just they were awful at the start of the season, but luckily the Austrian Bundesliga splits into two and then halves points, so they finished second and were able to not embarrass themselves this year. But to qualify for this, so UEFA had 9 spots open that weren't taken up by Champions League winners.
Mm-hmm.
So they finished. They were the 9th team that qualified for this out of 9, because you can't have multiple teams from you can't have two. You have more than two teams from a country. So that's how Salzburg has somehow ended up in this. And yeah, so they're not very good. Even though they've improved from the start of the season, not very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they will put much of a challenge to the other two better squads.
Okay. And then Mal, you can talk about Real Madrid versus Mitrovic FC.
Yes, this is a team against Mitrovic.
Yes.
So you were just a group ahead. I was saying you had some great foresight there.
Yes.
Real Madrid seem like the club that would take this seriously. I don't know why. They seem to be a club that just wants a load of money. And all of them do, but to be fair, but Real Madrid seem like a club that would want it. And I don't know. They've got some decent players in the squad, I guess. I must admit, this group is probably the... Maybe.
Might be. Well, they're potentially buying Bruno off United, so...
Oh, okay. In time for the Club World Cup.
Interesting, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's going to be a great battle between Trent Alexander-Arnold and Bruno Fernandes in that group.
I mean, he'll be easy to replace. I hear there's a great guy you could sign from Napoli, Grammy.
Oh, you swine! Touche.
Right.
Player of the season as well.
Yep. Yeah. We love some McDominay. Okay, so having very professionally and expertly reviewed the groups, we're now going to look at our final four.
I really thought you were going to say semis there. Oh, dear me. Never mind.
I caught myself just in time.
Fair enough.
Right. So, I've got Atletico and Inter to lose in the semis. I looked at the draw, how the draw was formed, and basically went, they're in the groups that are going to be... Why am I being stared at by Eloise?
I think I know why.
Are they in the same...
No, I just looked at your predictions, and there's a certain glimmering issue with your final consisted of 3 teams.
It's the first freeway football match.
Yeah, a freeway football match.
I know exactly why that is. It's because when I was reformatting them to use the commas, it copied it from Bayern Poker further up.
It's fantastic.
Oh no! And then in trying to get my cursor off the screen, I zoomed to the right and removed everything from the screen for a moment. Oh, make it stop. Let's go into... Yeah, I decided all the teams that I thought would get into each half of the draw, and then I just kind of vaguely mapped it out, and that's what I came to. I think Real Madrid beat Atletico in what could be a very tasty semi-final. I think Bayern beat Inter, and then Real Madrid won the final. Grimmy, talk me through your final four and your logic.
Yeah, again, it's all big European names, which I'm sure wouldn't be a surprise to anyone. I feel like PSG probably and Inter with the momentum of the Champions League, and obviously Inter taking it close to the final day in Serie A, will probably keep that momentum going. Bayern, I think, will be up for it. Again, not to pour spoilers about future predictions, but I think Harry Kane's probably going to have a stormer in this tournament and show what he can do on US soil, and City will probably come back to being what City used to be. Just because they've got Rodri back and they've had a bit of a rest, and maybe some of the injured players will be coming back. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Boring because it's all big European teams, but kind of the names you would expect in there, really.
Yeah, I mean, we've all gone boring big European teams. Mal, you've gone for exactly the same... No, not quite the same. Yes, the same. No, not quite the same. Talk me through your four.
So the final four teams I've got are basically the teams I think will try, because of the owners or just because they're the runners-up. Spoilers. But I don't know. I think I was tempted to swap out City for Inter, but I don't know. I think Inter will probably just be knackered, and probably will be more likely to get knocked out by a more fresher City team. And again, City will probably try. So, yeah, and they'll get beaten in the semi-finals by the mystery teams who are going to be revealed in a bit. Assuming you can't really see them.
You can't...
No, okay. The two teams who are below them.
Yes. They can... everything is up on the screen now, so you can... that's why I did say you can talk us through your final four, not just the semis.
Okay, but Real Madrid is going to win because they're going to really try. Bayern are just good. So Harry Kane is going to score a billion goals, but not as many as a billion goals as some other players. And Dale can finish with it. There you go.
Marvellous. And then, Eloise, your final four.
So, to help me do this, rather than me confuse myself over like the groups and everything, I use the wonderful the FIFA bracket predictor for this. So it's on the website if you want to do it. I don't know why you would outside of this. And let's just say my final 8, only one team isn't European, and I decided it'd be funny that Al Hilal would beat Man City, and that's the only reason why. And I have like Chelsea losing to PSG, and yeah. So my final 4 is I think Bayern beats Inter, I think Real Madrid beats PSG, and then I think Bayern Munich win the whole thing, fueled by the GOAT Harry Kane.
Okay, perfect. Right, so that was an absolute shit show. Let's see if we can make the second half of this any more competent. Okay, let's get on with the second half then. So these are all the miscellaneous, including the bonus round. We are going to start with the total number of goals for the tournament. Let's see how all in agreement or not we are. Yeah, pretty much in agreement. Grimmy, you've gone for the fewest goals. Any particular reason why you're not necessarily expecting a huge number?
I just think in some of the bigger games, a lot of the teams will be quite cagey and not necessarily going gung-ho. I know there's the potential, obviously, when maybe some of the bigger names play, like, you know, your Alliance and people like that, there might be maybe a few batterings here or there, but I do think there's going to be, the bigger teams playing each other will be quite cagey and won't want to risk a lot. And 2, I do think due to the fact that we're in the middle of the summer, energy levels will be at an all-time low for a lot of these players when they've been international tournaments the previous summer as well. So I don't necessarily think the football is going to be that great to watch, and I think that'll be reflected in the amount of goals that we'll get.
Okay. Eloise, I have a feeling I know exactly how you came to your number, but I'm going to let you explain in case I'm wrong.
Do you? Because I don't think you'd have. I don't think there was, as like I don't think there's like an obvious method. I can explain why I got to 190. and I
Okay.
can explain why I'm annoyed you've prices righted me, but you just been like, oh yeah, anything lower than what I've got, I'm instantly wrong. So I mean the reason I got 190 is because I searched up on Google. I was thinking what sort of tournament similar to this that would have goals, like, and I looked up how many average goals the last World Cup had, 170. Added about 20 to it, done. Because I think there would be a few games that would be batterings, and then I called it a day, and I found the number was sort of realistic. So that was my thought process. I don't know what you're thinking, but
Okay.
yes, that's my thought process.
Well, my thought process was that there's 63 games in the tournament, and I think there'll be 3 goals a game. So 63 threes is 189, and I thought you'd done the same thing and gone, I'll add one in case somebody else has the same logic. I don't want the same number. That was what I'd assumed had happened.
I'm not logical, Z. Like I'm
Okay.
not logical at all. So
Fair enough. I mean, let's move to yellow cards. There's some very different numbers here. Grimmy, you've decided there will be fewer yellow cards than there will be goals.
Yes. I think it's going to be a very, very calm tournament with very few shenanigans, and everyone's going to shake hands and be polite to each other.
Interesting. Mal, you've gone for exactly 200. Is there any reason for exactly 200, or do you just like round numbers?
I like round numbers, and my reasoning was basically look how many yellow cards won the last World Cup, minus a few, or add a few. I think it's minus a few because they're not going to be tracked as hard. And 200 is a nice number,
Okay,
basically.
fair
Yeah.
enough. Yes. I went for 213 because I had to write a number down. And then, Eloise, you've gone for 240, which is quite a way more than any of the rest of us. Are you assuming fisticuffs?
I looked up the average number of yellow cards at the last World Cup, and I did about 20 because there are South American teams. So that it won't be a nice gentlemanly tournament. There will be like there'll be kicks and stuff and some foul play. So I think 240 is a lot, but isn't it closest to the number? So anything higher than
Yeah. If you like,
there we go.
Anything higher or anything above 226, anything above 226, you get points. I will say I did enjoy your adding some because there are South American teams, as if the World Cup you were looking at didn't have South American teams.
True. That is a very good point. That is a very valid point.
Right, we move on to red cards, and okay, well, I'm definitely thinking now that there's going to be 4.
Or 6.
Well, I was thinking more 4 would mean that all of us get the exact same points,
Yeah.
so it would be pointless.
No, I understand.
I mean, Aloe, I think I'm interested by... So, Grimmy, let's start with you, who's gone for the fewest yellow cards, but the joint most red cards. So...
just play in the field. Guaranteed to at least get some points somewhere.
Okay. Fair enough. By
This
contrast...
is where there's like 0 red cards and like and then
Yeah.
it's just like
By contrast, Eloise, you've gone for the most yellow cards, but the joint fewest red cards. So, lots of substitutions?
I'll be honest, I completely pulled that number out my ass. I don't think there was actually logical thinking. Red cards aren't that common, so 3 is the magic. No, yeah.
Okay. Mal, were you just committed to only having multiples of 5 for your...
Sure, why not? I think the last member of last World Cup red cards at the World Class World Cup was like 4. I did one on because, I don't know, I kind of want to see someone just punch someone because that'd be funny.
Sergio Ramos, Mitrovic.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, South Americans in general.
Yeah.
Plenty of red cards.
Yes, my favourite South American, Alexander Mitrovic.
Huge shout-outs to our, no doubt, hugely offended viewers in Buenos Aires.
We've offended a lot of people tonight.
Yeah, mainly ourselves.
Yeah, that's funny.
Right, next we've got best non-European or South African team. So for context, if they all go out in the groups, then it will be based on who had the best performance in their groups. If multiple make it through the groups, though, anyone making it to the same stage will tie. So, you know, if 2 make it to the quarterfinals, they will both be valid answers. So let's see what we have all gone for. Okay. I mean, Mal, I'll let you be the one to talk about Al Hilal.
So it kind of basically refers back to the previous sheet, really. The Al Hilal were the only non-European or South American team I had going through, so logically they're going to be the best. I don't know. They've probably got one of the easier groups. They can beat Salzburg. Salzburg aren't very good. Yeah, they can get through, and then no one else will. So they win by default, I guess. And then you get knocked out by City probably, and go back home.
Okay. I went for Monterrey though, because similarly to as stated earlier, I think that they probably have the best team out of the non-European and South American sides, and I think they potentially have a chance to maybe get to the quarters, but I think that's about as far as they could maybe push it. I think Al Hilal is reasonable. Eloise, did you give any consideration to choosing Wydad Casablanca for this answer?
No, because I literally just picked this from my from the bracket I did, and I who did I have Wydad Casablanca losing to? Let's have a look. Real Madrid. So
okay. Well,
they're not getting past Real Madrid. So yeah, no, it was always going to be Al Hilal because they actually have a really good squad. Annoyingly.
Okay. Right. Next, predicting who will ref the final. We have. Okay, we've got 4 different answers. Perfect. Eloise, you've gone for Michael Oliver. Why have you chosen Michael Oliver?
Funny, innit? Yeah, I thought it'd be quite funny. I'll be honest, I really didn't know what I was doing on this question because I'm like, I don't know the politics of choosing the ref for a big game. So I'm like, it'd be funny if it was Michael Oliver. That was literally my thinking. So yes, there you go.
Okay. Let's stick with the English referees for now. Grimmy, you've gone for Anthony Taylor.
I don't know what you want from me here, Z. Who knows what referees are what? Who has a clue? Honestly.
Okay.
Anthony Taylor's done a European final before. We may as well give him another one. Let's just give him another major final to muck it up for. Because we're not going to have any other English teams in there, are we? Let's be honest.
Fair enough.
This is where it's a Chelsea City final.
Please don't will that into existence, please.
I'm not willing it. I'm just pointing out.
yes. Mal, you've gone for Clement Turpin.
What
he
a
was,
name.
yes. The name, you can make some great headlines if he messes up in the final and screws an English team. Dick Turpin is obviously something you reference with headlines,
Yes.
and he was on the list of referees that they are bringing to the Cup World Cup.
Okay.
I just think so.
I thought you were going to go with Turnip Turpin.
Yeah, that also works. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of puns you make from that name.
Yes. I'm trying to work out what Eloise is quite so amused by for this question. Is there something?
I don't know. The funny 5 minutes.
Okay. Just. We've
Just ignore
devolved
me.
into laughing at things that don't exist now. Excellent.
Come on! You should be used to this by now. This is very much me.
Yes. I've gone for Alireza Fagani. This is probably the question I gave the most logical thought to.
Why?
I don't
Why,
know.
Dad?
I don't know.
You worry me, Zeke. You really do worry me.
So, right. Here was my thinking.
Here we go. Yeah.
Chances are the final is going to be between either like European teams or South American teams. They're the most likely to make the end, so I would assume the referee won't be European or South American. Then the final's being hosted in America, so I don't think that they'd go for a North American referee. So at this point, we're dealing with Asia, Africa, or Oceania. So I thought that Alireza Fagani is Australian, but obviously has Arabic heritage, and I thought that if there is a country that they can pretty much guarantee will have no involvement in the final, it's Australia. And he seems to be a pretty respected referee who's gone to like World Cups and stuff. So I thought he would be a good, safe choice.
The most logic I've ever heard come out of Z's mouth.
Look,
It's about referees.
Yes.
Just
Look,
being a referee.
I get inspired by certain questions more than others. I
Yeah,
don't care
yeah,
who
that's fair.
wins. I care who's going to referee this thing, damn it.
Cue a video all over social media of Z celebrating when reason gets announced.
Yes. I don't give a damn who's in the final. I just want to know it'll be fair and well managed. Right. Top scorer for the tournament.
Oh.
Okay.
Boo, Mal. Boo you, sir.
Wow.
Boo you.
Wow. Just end the episode there.
I mean, Mal, you've
Come out
gone.
now.
You've gone for Kylian Mbappe.
Yes, Mbappe. Real Madrid have two teams they can batter in the group. Mbappe might score loads of goals. He was Madrid's top goal scorer this season. I don't know if that helps. He did. I just picked a Real Madrid player, to be honest, and just picked their top goal scorer because they're winning the group. They're winning. They're winning. I put them as winning the tournament. So there you go.
Fair enough. Everybody else could gone for Harry Kane. I don't feel like I need to ask Eloise why, given Spuds. Grimmy,
Wow.
why have you gone Harry Kane?
Just for when I did the bracket before, it was the route to the final they had and the group they had. I expect him to probably get a few in the group and then one or two on the way to semis and a final.
Fair enough. Well, now we have player of the tournament, will this also be a load of matches? I mean, Eloise and I are matching again. Again, not going to get Eloise to explain herself. My logic was just that I figure that the top scorer often ends up being the player of the tournament as well. So the only other person I considered was Mal's answer. So Mal, you went for Vinicius Junior. Explain.
It's a Real Madrid player who scores and assists a lot. And that generally means they win the player of the tournament because they have high stats. If it also helps, he was the player of the tournament for the 2024 FIFA Intercontinental Cup as well. So there you go. Which is apparently a thing.
What was it? What's that?
Do you remember how the Club World Cup used to be? It's just that. They just made another tournament for it. I don't know why. It was so obscure it wasn't even in FN this year or last year. So there you go. There you go. That's my justification. He was the player of the tournament in some one match game. There you go.
Okay. And then Grimmy, I'm assuming this is Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah, sure is. Yeah.
Why is he going to win player of the tournament?
Mainly, again, similar to Vinny Jr., goals and assists. I think he'll be... he's PSG's main man at the minute. What I've seen him do in the Champions League, he's been brilliant, and I feel like PSG, at least they're going to get to the final, if not to the semis, so I feel like with me picking PSG, it kind of made sense for them to have the player of the tournament, really. Unless they pull a fast one like they did when Argentina lost the final in the World Cup and give player of the tournament to Messi to make him feel a little bit better. But yeah, that's why I went for Dembele.
I think they're going to give it to Messi again, even if he gets knocked out in the groups.
You broke your leg in the first game. Here's a trophy.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. Next, we just have a yes/no question. Pure 50-50. Will it be a crowd sellout for the final? Oh, good. I was hoping we wouldn't all go for the same answer. Eloise. Actually, let's go to Grimmy because Grimmy looks confused. Why are you confused?
Yeah. Stay in your lane, Eloise. Yeah. I thought I'd said no for some reason, but yeah.
I mean, would you like to change it to no?
No, I'm gonna stay yes because the smart people in this podcast have said yes, so I'm gonna stick with them.
Okay.
As well as I smart.
I'm sticking with you, Mel. I'm sticking with you.
I was gonna say he's not talking
about
about
red
me.
cards.
True.
Not a Z thing.
Eloise, why will the final not be a sellout?
I don't think people will care as much as FIFA hopes, and also the tickets are very expensive. So I think it's a combination of expensive tickets and people not really caring, and it being in America. I don't know. I also expected everyone to say no, so I'm surprised everyone said yes. That is one thing. But yeah, I don't think they care enough to sell out a Club World Cup.
Okay.
The logic I have for yes is in my head is even if they get to like the week before the final and they haven't sold it out, they'll just plummet the ticket prices and make it super cheap and just go, look, it's 50p for a ticket. Get as many as you want and take all your kids and family there and fill out that stadium for no reason. Like that's what we'll do.
But it's America. They don't do that there.
Well, in wrestling they do, and this is the closest football ever going to get to wrestling.
Do they lower the prices in America for wrestling? Because I don't think they do.
Oh, well, they've certainly paid for tour things before. So they just give away a load of free tickets, especially.
Free tickets, yeah.
So I was thinking they could just, we've got loads of tickets here. Local people have free tickets. Come to see this final, this mid tournament.
You get a ticket.
Yeah.
You, sir, with a strange bin bag on your head, get a ticket.
Yes, and it's somehow got to be a ground record attendance.
Where is it again? Do we not?
America.
Stadium. I think?
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for that insight, Eloise.
Uh,
Was not just talking specifically about where the final, the stadium for the final was, but thank you so much for that insight.
it's an MetLife
Greatly
Stadium.
needed that. Thank you so much.
Oh, dear. Just end it already.
Right. Right, time for the bonus question, as if this hasn't already been a chaotic enough episode. Let's find out what we've gone for. Okay, interesting. Mal and I, very similar thought
Yes,
processes.
very similar,
So I think we'll come to those later. Right. Let's start with Grimmy.
Well, I knew you were coming me first.
You have decided that Ronaldo will sign for someone and appear in the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, do you have any like? We'll score your bonus as read, but do you have any idea where he might go?
No, there was a couple of about a month or so ago. There was talk of maybe one of the Mexican teams picking him up. But honestly, I could see him going anywhere. Anywhere that'll take him just for a month. Honestly, at this point, maybe into Miami just to have that. Oh, we've had one game with Ronaldo and Messi playing on the same team on the same pitch would be a headline for everyone, and people would watch that, regardless of if they're both, in terms of footballing terms, about to enter the retirement home. People would watch that, whether it would be good or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was difficult to sort of pick anyone out. Maybe he goes to Auckland. Maybe he signs for Eloise's favourite team and carries them to the final. I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like this is too big a tournament, and the first of its kind for Ronaldo not to be there. And as much as they try to shoehorn his team in, and he's left them now, obviously after the season's finished. But I think he would have stayed if they were in it. But yeah, I just have a feeling he's going to show up somewhere, whether we want him to or not.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've started doing 2-tier bonus offers to try and give a bit more flexibility. My immediate thought, Mal and Eloise, is that from what I have seen and read, this strikes me as probably about a 50-50. We generally use 5 points as the 50-50 marker. So my inclination would be for the higher bid to be 5 up, 5 down, and the safer bid to be 3 up, 1 down. I don't think it's a huge point scorer, but I mean I don't. Do either of you disagree?
Yeah, I think I do get the feeling this will happen, just because there's enough teams in there who are, powered by getting the clicks that they will just sign Ronaldo for some publicity. I mean, there's another Saudi team in there, and I'm sure they can waste a few million signing Ronaldo for a month. That's not going to be too difficult. My main question is Ronaldo actually allowed to go into the US? I thought he wasn't because of the whole sexual assault thing.
I don't know. I mean, the talk has been that he's going to be able to go and play. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think teams would be getting linked in him being discussed for the tournament if it wasn't going to happen, or if there wasn't a possibility. If it was a no-go, I don't think you'd have South American teams and a whole range of teams being linked with it. But that may be something that comes into play. But I honestly, I'm not 100% sure. Is it?
Okay, but if he wasn't allowed to go, I'm sure they'll finagle something that FIFA allows to get in, or something like that. I'm sure we can enter under his, Ronaldo Cristiano with a fake passport or something, I don't know. And they'll just conveniently ignore that. Yeah, I'd say 5 and 3 is fine. I think this is 50-50 if someone wants to bother to sign him.
Okay. So, Eloise, are you also in agreement with that? 5 up, 5 down, or 3 up, 1 down?
Yeah. So, while you're talking, I had a look, and there's apparently 2 clubs he's linked to, which is obviously it was mentioned on Terray, but also if the second one happens, it helps my random pick of Wydad Casban, because apparently there's a chance that they could go for him.
Okay.
Which would be something if he randomly turned up in Morocco. But yes, those are the 2 options. So, so he looks like he's purposely trying to go to the Club World Cup. So, I think. Wait, so 5 up, 3 down? Did you say?
No, he can choose either between 5 up, 5 down, or 3 up, 1 down if he wants to be safe. That's my thinking. Do you?
3 up, 1 down. Yeah, I think I'm fine with both those.
Okay, so then Grimmy, you have a higher offer and a lower offer. Would you like to take 5 up, 5 down, or 3 up, 1 down?
5 up, 5 down every day of the week.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm telling you, I'm going to lose 5 points here because I've said that. But going for it anyway. Going for it anyway.
Perfect. Right, let's do Eloise's. There will be at least 5 games that are won by 5+ goals. So that is, just to clarify, that is a margin of 5 or more in 5 or more games.
Yep.
Okay. My immediate thought is, I'd say it's, in my head, that's also pretty 50-50 to me. Because I think there could be some hammerings. I'd say like maybe slightly less than 50-50. My initial instinct is 6 and 6 or 4 and 2. That's my initial instinct. Grimmy, talk to me. What are your thoughts?
0 and 0 and 100 and 100. No, I think the sorry. No, I think I agree with you, Z. I think it's pretty close to 50-50, if not a little bit leaning towards likely to happen. So I don't think it's too big a gamble.
Okay, so
yeah, I probably
think
go what
it's,
you're saying.
Yeah, you think it's more likely than 50-50, so that would suggest, because 6 and 6 would be on the basis of it being less likely than 50.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I'd probably go for the same as me, to be fair, 5-5 and 3-1.
Mal, your thoughts?
Yeah, I've got no objection to what Grimmy's saying points wise. There's enough duffer teams in that will get battered, but at the same time, will the teams who are good care enough to batter them? Will they not just make 12 subs at half time and just pass around the back and do nothing? They might do. So yeah, I think it's either way. I've noticed Eloise's sad face, so I will up it to 6 and 6.
Oh, you coward!
I mean, why?
Coward.
I'm trying to. Eloise, what is your sad face specifically about? Do you think it's?
Nothing. Just tell me what my 2 options are, and then I'll react accordingly.
I mean.
We can always go Grimmy's first option.
No, I mean, I thought Michael wasn't going to be in this episode, and Grimmy's very much embodying Michael right now. So no.
Norwich City.
Right, I'll tell you what. Seeing as my initial was 6, Grimmy went down to 5, Mal was at 6. I'm gonna meet it sort of in the middle by saying that 6 up, 5 down, so it's still on the and 5, and then actually no, that doesn't make sense. You've got to go. Yeah, I think I'm more with Grimmy here, especially as we've established that Eloise's sad face was just for effect. I think we'll
Your mind games don't work here.
yeah, we'll go 5 up, 5 down, or 3 up, 1 down. We'll match Grimmy's. Are you going high or low, Eloise?
The problem is I was hoping you'd go with what you went originally, because I wanted 4 up, 2 down. Which is really annoying now. 5 up, 5 down. I'll take the lower.
You'll take the lower. Okay. Playing it very safe. However,
That's the way I do it.
well, I mean, look, last time it on the was it the Big Brother it worked out for you, where if we'd just the rest of us had just gone low, we'd have won. Right.
Yeah, but basically.
Yes. Now, Mal and I's are very similar. So I think first off, Grimmy and Eloise, I'm going to let you two discuss whether there is a sizable difference in the chances of the specifics that the two of us have outlined, and then Mal can comment on mine and I'll comment on Mal's. But Grimmy, Eloise, the floor's yours to begin with.
Wow, I'm so flattered that we've been given this opportunity to talk about Donald Trump. I'm so happy. This is amazing. I think it's more likely that Donald Trump appears and gets booed. I think that's more likely because I'm not sure if they'd let the players near him or anyone near him to do a handshake. I think they'll keep him very far away from normal people. So I don't think he will get a handshake.
I feel like the booing is most likely to happen.
Yes.
I think in terms of shaking hands, I get the feeling he might be at the final and might hand out medals and might be part of that whole routine.
Surely not.
Well, you say that, but
yeah,
to be fair, they don't really care, do they? They'll put whoever up on the stand and get them to hand out medals and do the whole charade. And if he's maybe getting thrown out to teams at the start of the game or something, and then he's got to go along the line, I think it's far less likely that someone refuses to shake the hand of Trump than it is to get booed. I think he'll definitely get booed. You'll hear booed somewhere if he's on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like you're making Mal's the more likely to happen. So let's start with what you think would be reasonable offers for that. Try not to hiccup.
I mean, I feel like it's the most likely to happen. So I think it's definitely more than 50-50. If he's the problem is do we know he's definitely going to appear at some point? Because I'm assuming, like the rest of us, he will be there at some point.
Yeah.
It's a big thing for America, so he's definitely going to be at the World Cup, so why wouldn't he be here for this, I guess? I don't know. If we're going on the 5 and 5 being kind of close to 50%, I guess I'd be 3 up, 3 down, maybe.
That's as the higher offer.
Yeah, I just feel like it's kind of, as soon as he appears on the screen, wherever he is, he's going to get booed by some contingent of that crowd. Whether it's, especially if you're in a South American Mexico sort of game, who already have issues with him anyway, and you've got a large Mexican contingent there, I feel like that's just gonna that's going to happen. That's almost kind of guaranteed if he is there. So yeah, I'm kind of I don't think there's many points he can give for it. Is my gut feeling. I don't know what you think, Eloise.
I think 3 up, 3 down's probably fair, and then lower offer. Is there a point? Like 1 up, 1 down. It's just a bit. I think 1 flat offer is probably all we can do here, because I think it's gonna happen.
Okay.
But also it could very much not happen in the sense of they could either censor it or the microphones don't pick it up.
Yeah.
Those are the options.
Yeah. So
I feel like sorry, go on, Mel.
Yeah. So I guess to justify it being unlikely in inverted commas, the people in America have enough experience of muting crowds because of their wonderful restricted policies on TV to identify, oh, someone's going to boo, just fucking hit the mute button.
Yeah.
I also think Americans will be drunk, which is either going to make them more likely to boo or less likely to boo because they love America. And they're going to go, yay. Depends what sort of Americans are going to be there. Who's like, are they? The tickets cost $1,000. Are the people going to willingly throw away $1,000 on a mid-level club football tournament? Going to be the ones who are going to boo Trump?
The other thing to take into consideration as well is, yes, it might not be on the TV feed, but it'll definitely get picked up on social media. Like, that'll spread around like wildfire. Yeah. Like if there's a massive booze, it'll be news outlets, fans themselves putting it on Twitter or TikTok or whatever. So I feel like, I feel like you're going to hear about it if it happens. Sorry, go on.
All I was going to say is, we need to be specific then, because if we're just going to class someone filming their phone and going boo, then no, we can't count that. It have to be like a specific, it was on TV or a number of people in the crowd did it. It has to be more specific than just that if we're going to go off that.
Should I add the assumption that it's going to be reported somewhere?
Yeah, I think news outlets or someone like that putting it out there would be, I would be fine with that.
Okay, so if we're viewing it as a news outlet has to report that Trump gets booed, are you still sticking with offering Mal 3 and 3 flat?
Yeah.
Eloise?
I suppose so. Yes.
Okay. I mean,
now I'm more free up to the 2. I don't know. 3. My mind is yes.
Okay. Mal, are you satisfied with that?
Yep, 3 and 3 is fine.
Okay.
I just hope it happens because I hope it will, and I hope eventually to Trump just giving up on the 2026 World Cup and going to England so we finally get a home World Cup. Part of the grand plan. It's my fancy booking for the next year.
Gotcha. Okay, and then I just need you guys to agree on mine specifically.
I think this is higher, definitely. I think the main issue is, will they bother getting Trump, or will Trump want to? Will they want to risk having Trump be there to shake people's hands? I do think Trump will want to be involved because he wants to put himself at the stage and everything.
Yeah, he wants him in the middle of it,
Yeah, so I think he'll kind of force his way in regardless. Well, then after that, I think it's 50-50. Whether just one guy will just not shake his hand.
I just don't see it happening. I just think it's too... It would have to take a pretty... Because I see like even the big names are all just gonna. It's just a handshake and just move on. It's not gonna be a big deal to them. I feel like out of the 4, it's the least likely to happen. So like on that basis, I would say on the higher scale, 7 up and 7 down is how I would feel about it.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with that. Eloise?
Yes.
Okay. Right. High 7 up, 7 down, low, don't know, 4 up, 2 down. Why not?
Yeah.
Wait. 7.
7 up, 7 down.
That feels too high. Because if it does happen, which it could, then yeah, 7's a lot.
I just feel like out of all the options that we've got in terms of what our bonus picks have been, in terms of things to happen, it's the least likely to happen.
Yeah.
And I just don't see, for someone to make that sort of stand, it has to be big enough. Like, it has to be a big enough game and a big enough player to do it, and I just don't think the big players will do it.
Yeah.
I think if a smaller team, if like one of the Mexican teams went far and Trump happened to be there shaking people's hands, then maybe. But I just don't see. There's not many times where football players do something like that. I just don't like. If it was NFL or something like that, like obviously when you've had Kaepernick taking a knee and doing all those things, I could totally see how something like that might happen. But like, I just feel like when there's football teams from all over the place coming, I just don't.
Yeah.
And the thing is, no one might get near him. Like no one, like we've said at the start of this debate for this one, like no one might shake his hand full stop, because there might not be anywhere near him. It might just be he sat next to the head of FIFA in the crowd and they're just waving, and then that's when you might get Miles boos. Then like that's more likely to happen.
Yeah, I think it kind of comes down to this is very much a this requires like the actions of one of 70 or 80 odd people, whereas the boos would be about 90 odd thousand maybe.
Unless on that same camera shot when the head of FIFA and Trump are waving at people, the head of FIFA goes for Trump's handshake and they goes, "Hey!" It's a classic joke, Donald. There you go, hey, and just leaves it at that. But
and then gets shot.
And then we never saw him again.
Yes. he very especially gets detained at the border for overstaying his visa.
Gianni Infantino more.
That was quite good, easy. Yes. That's quite good.
I will deal with 7-7.
Okay.
I just don't like giving Z a possible +7 points.
I mean, then give me a tempting lower offer.
Is 4-1 too tempting?
I'm trying to work out if I think I have a chance to win either way. I'll go for the lower because I got screwed by the higher last time. So yeah, we'll go 4 up, 2 down. I'm not very much so. Yeah, I'm not confident enough to go for 7 and 7, even like in jest. So yeah, that brings us to the conclusion of our predictions for the Club World Cup. You can tell that this episode was magnificently organised, much like the tournament itself. The 4 of us will possibly never be seen again, as we're either shot by ourselves or someone from South
why
America.
is there a red dot on the
But yeah, what do you think? Who are you backing to get the right predictions? Who are you backing in the Club World Cup? Maybe some of you actually care about it. We're just doing it because we thought it would be funny to try and predict it. But yeah, we'll obviously come back to review this at the end of the tournament. We've also got other episodes coming soon, including the review for our Survivor episode, which will be episode 12. But for now, Grimmy, Mal, Eloise, thank you very much. Hopefully we will see both you and our audience again very soon. And remember, to always be big mystics, not big mistakes. Good night.
I